Hi, it's Andy here at Photech Video, and in today's video we're going to take a look to see if the ZU80 $30 LED COB all metal bicolored light is strong enough to be able to create YouTube videos in a small studio like this one. Okay, so you may have seen one of my recent videos related to the $30 ZU80 LED COB all metal construction bicolored light. You can see my review on this particular light in the link up here. And I promised to make a video testing to see whether the light output from the ZU80 was enough to be able to illuminate this small studio to be able to create a YouTube video. I normally use one of my Osmo Action 4 cameras as the camera for recording videos in my small studio here. I find that it's more comfortable, there's no focus searching because it's a fixed focal length, which means that as I move around the studio, I'm always going to be in focus. If I want to show you something, it's always going to be in focus as well. And that's basically the reason why I use the Osmo Action 4. Now, the camera settings which I use are always the same. To illuminate my videos, I use two Andorra 135 bicolor LED COB lights. I have my Osmo Action 4 set to 4K, recording at 25 frames per second, and therefore my shutter speed is 1/50th of a second, which is double my frame rate, and I keep my ISO set to automatic, because as these LED COB lights begin to warm up, they will get a little bit brighter and the ISO will change. So those are the settings which I use on my Osmo Action 4 to record here in the studio. As you can see, I'm illuminated and the rest of the studio is also illuminated enough to be able to create the video. So in this test now with the ZU80, I'm going to leave the camera settings exactly the same. Like that, the ISO will adjust to compensate for the extra or lack of light. So I'm going to turn off my two Andorra 135 LED COB lights, and I'm going to substitute them with the ZU80 with a white silicon dome attached to the mini Bowens mount reflector. And we're going to look at two things. One of those things is to see the reach of the light here in the studio, and the other is to check out the shadows created by the light falling on different objects. If you look behind me, you'll be able to see that there is a soft shadow behind our model Carol, but it's not an intrusive shadow. And as I move, you may be able to see behind me that there is also a soft shadow. But again, that is not intrusive. So let's see what the ZU80 can do. So here we are then doing the first test on this cheap ZU80 bicolor LED COB light, and I've substituted my normal two Andorra 135 LED COB lights for just one ZU80, and instead of the large lantern light modifier which I have on each of my Andorra LED lights, what I've done is attach the white silicon dome. So as you saw before, using the automatic ISO on my camera settings with my two Andorra LED COB bicolored lights with lanterns attached, I get an ISO of 210. Swapping out those lights and putting in the ZU80 with the silicon dome, I'm getting a correct exposure with the ISO at 510. So 230 to 510 is just over double, just over one stop of light, which really is not a big difference. What I won't know until editing is the difference in the quality of the video and the noise which that higher ISO creates in the image. So as you could see, the reach of the ZU80 was not as complete as these two Andorra 135 LED COB lights, but that was only to be expected. This is just one light, those are two. This is just one white silicon dome, and those are two large lantern light modifiers. Also, you were able to see that the shadows created by the different objects here in the studio were much harsher, much harder, much more intrusive. And you could see as I moved myself that my shadow was very distracting. I decided I would do a second test. You may have seen in one of my previous videos about the ZU80 that I managed to find online a mini Bowens mount adapter, which just slots in the front, but unfortunately doesn't turn. And this is an adapter to a full Bowens mount. So I thought, right, let's attach one of the lanterns to the mini Bowens mount to full Bowens mount adapter and see whether we can create a similar shadow effect as we have at the moment. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be, because every time I attached the lantern to the mini Bowens mount adapter, the weight pulled it off and it fell off. So maybe a solution to getting a softer shadow using the ZU80 as a video light for creating YouTube videos, for example, is to use a shoot-through umbrella or some other type of scrim, which is not going to fall out of the front of the lamp itself. So the answer to the question, can you use this LED COB ZU80 bicolor light, which costs less than $30 to light your YouTube videos? And of course, the answer is yes. Maybe this white silicon dome is not the perfect light modifier, but it does modify the light. But as I said before, you can use a scrim or maybe a shoot-through umbrella attached to an adapter, which you can put on the top of your light stand, and that should make your shadows a lot softer. You'll find affiliate links to the ZU80 COB LED light, as well as other gear used in the making of this video, in the description section down below. If you do decide to purchase something through one of my affiliate links, thank you. The price to you will be the same, and I will receive a small commission, which will help me to continue creating content for you here on my channel. If you liked this video and found it interesting, please click on the like button and share it with friends and family who may also be interested in this type of content. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and ring on that notification bell to be notified every time a new video drops on my channel. Until the next time, this is Andy at Photech Video signing off. Take care and be safe.